Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalist, and yes, this is serious. Racism has most definitely reached a level that is out of control in the United States. It's unbelievable what's happening, really. I mean, I keep up with news as everyone else. I guess that it's one of these things maybe that because you're in the middle of it, you don't see it as objectively as if you were on the outside. This happened to me while living in Argentina, that lots of the things, and it happens to everyone really, when you're in the middle of it, living in a country, wherever situation is, only when you take a few steps back, you look at it and you say, man, this is really crazy. This is just out of control. And racism in the United States, it's out of control. I was just reading about the mayor of Chicago, third largest city in the United States, Lori Lightfoot. She basically went out and wrote a two-page explanation as of why she's not taking one-on-one interviews with white journalists anymore. It's going to be only black and brown people that she's going to be willing to talk with. Now, she has no problem having sex with white people because she's a lesbian that lives with a white woman. But answering questions from white journalists, that's not acceptable for her anymore. And she didn't just throw this like a out of context quote. She actually made an explanation, 2 pages, explaining that she's very serious about this. Mayor of Chicago. This is unheard of in any civilized country that I know of. I'm serious about this. If you read about something like this, it's usually going to be like the untouchables in India, where you have a cast of people that are undesirable, subhuman treatment for them, or apartheid in South Africa against white people. The kind of thing that makes your skin crawl to think of such levels of racism. This is right now happening in the United States. It's not just this; it's happening on a number of levels. 5 billion in COVID aid fund. 5 billion? Well, only if you're a black farmer. If you're a white farmer, it doesn't apply to you. It's only if you're a black farmer. If you need help and you're a white farmer, well, now you're kind of out of luck. But if you're a black farmer, that's okay. So you're basically being judged by the color of your skin. This is the exact opposite of what not being racist is supposed to be. You're not supposed to judge people by the color of the skin, right? By the character and such. No. We're going to be judging people by the color of their skin now. And if this had been said, about Lori Lightfoot, if this had been said by the mayor of any other city, by the governor of any other state, by a white person, a white politician went out in public and said, yeah, I'm not going to be taking questions from black people anymore. Are you crazy? If they had said something like that, that city would burn. That city would be burned to the ground by BLM that same night. You know it as well as I do. It would be a public outcry, a huge one, and rightfully so, right? The president would be condemning those words. But if it's against white people, that's okay. If it's racism against white people, that's fine. The president says nothing. The mainstream media mostly says nothing at all either. There's just a few comments. I was reading about some people justifying this as that is not racism. That is actually bullshit. It is all just excuses as to justify what is obviously racism. And this affects people on a number of levels. Even on violence on the street, you're seeing random attacks against white folks or Asians, and it's all justified. There's always some excuse for this. No, there's not. There's no excuse for this. It's just reading about this kid, 4-year-old Cash Gernon in Dallas, Texas. 4-year-olds, I have a 3-year-old. 4-year-old is a baby. This little baby was sleeping in a crib in his house. 5 a.m., a creep, Darren Brown, 18-year-old black kid, sneaks into his house, breaks into the house, kidnaps the 4-year-old Cash Gernon and murders him, beats him, stabs him to death, God knows what else. They're still looking into it. What they're not looking into, he's not even being accused of murder right now. It's just being accused of kidnapping. Even though they have the tape, because there was a nanny cam that caught this 18-year-old kidnapping this child, this baby. But he's not being accused of murder yet. They're still waiting for I don't know what. Now, you may think, well, what has this got to do with anything? Well, this same kid had been seen in the neighborhood trying to break into houses, testing doors, seeing what was unlocked and such before, days before any of this went down. They called the police and they did nothing, right? They did nothing at all. Maybe if they had done something, this baby would still be alive. And this brings me back to what we were talking about this weekend with Matt Bracken about a business owner that was threatened by BLM, told that his employees, himself, his business would be burned down, he would be beat and killed. He called the police and they did nothing. And they told him, well, you know how things are these days, you know, with politics and all, we cannot do anything against the black guy that threatened you in your business, and we cannot do anything about BLM that called you later threatening you as well. So all of this has consequence. You know, if it had been maybe a white 18-year-old that was trying to break into people's house, maybe he would be arrested, maybe he would be in jail at that time, and he wouldn't have had the opportunity to go and slaughter a 4-year-old baby. So guys, this is serious stuff. This is no joke, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. It is not the kind of thing you see in civilized countries, in civilized places. I cannot think of I'm seriously cannot think of any developed nation where something like this would be accepted and tolerated. Cannot think of any country that I know of that is not a third world hellhole where a politician would get away with saying, oh, I'm not talking with people of this race or this color or this religion. No, that's not okay. An elected official, isn't that illegal? I'm pretty sure it is. But they just keep getting away with it. A publicly elected official that just refuses to answer questions from people based on their skin color. Guys, it's not easy. It's not going to be getting any better anytime soon. You know what this channel is about if you're interested in all of this. And I really suggest Street Survival Skills. I don't go into all the politics about all this stuff, but on the practical side of staying safe, keeping yourself, your family, your home safe, Street Survival Skills, good way to go. And the Modern Survival Manual, Surviving the Economic Collapse, both are going to be available in the links below. Again, as I was saying before, this is the kind of thing that, when you're in the middle of it, and it happened to me while in Argentina, you see things and you're kind of getting used to it and think, well, this is how life is. And then you take a few steps back, you live somewhere else, you experience other realities, and you go, damn, no, it's not. No, this is not normal. This is not the way it should be. And this, guys, I'm telling you, this that you're seeing right now, it doesn't happen in other civilized places, and you shouldn't be allowing it at home. Have an awesome day. See you in the next video. Take care.